Hey guys, going on here, but you can call me Chris. So basically today we are doing a little bit of a story time type commentary. Yeah, I said that once I reach 500 subscribers I would do some kind of story type commentary, and in this case I'm going to be talking about my Nazi neighbors. So first off, I'd just like to thank you guys. You know, I've actually had quite a nice surplus of subscribers lately. Like last night I had 498 subscribers and I woke up with 505. It's awesome to see that I'm getting a little bit of attention, you know. It's also awesome to know that people are listening to me talk to myself. So hopefully in the future I can do some dual comms, you know. I would probably prefer that to talking to myself all the time. But for now, we're going to be doing this. So yeah, basically I'm going to be talking about my Nazi neighbors. Just like to clarify first off, this is nothing against German people, okay? The reason we call them Nazis is because we believe that they're German, and because of the events that take place, you know, it's as if they run a dictatorship, and they're not very nice. So, without further ado, let's get into this. So, just to give you a nice little picture here, basically, they live right across from my house. Okay, just picture, I'm going to probably be referencing this movie a lot during this commentary, but picture the movie Monster House, okay? If you haven't seen it, it's going to be hard to know what I'm talking about, but if you have, basically, it's the exact same scenario, okay? I live right across from them, or they live right across from me, same difference. And I have like a nice view of their house, so if I really wanted to, and I've done this in the past, I could just, you know, get some binoculars and creep in their house, you know, just like the kid in Monster House, except not for perverted reasons, because I'm interested to see if they have little children hiding in their basement. But yeah, basically their household consists of their only child son, who's like 30 years old, and I think he still lives with them. I'm not sure if he's moved out by now, but when this took place, he was still living with them. And also it's an old couple with, you know, they're both, I'd say, around give or take 60-ish. They both have gray hair. The guy is a bit, you know, big, and the girl's really skinny. And they're, you know, they're old people, I guess you could say. I don't know what classifies as old people, but whatever. Let's just describe them as that. Basically, you know, they were always kind of weird, okay? We didn't really have any problems with them until, I'd say, 2006-ish. I was about like 8 years old. No, more like 2008. I was like 10 years old maybe. Basically what would happen is that, you know, I have a really big lawn and a really big sloped driveway. And me and my brothers during the summer, especially in the spring and whatever, we would play in the front yard, you know, play soccer, football, whatever it is. And a lot of the time, since we're spazzes, we would accidentally, you know, miss the ball, and it would like roll down the driveway and then go onto their lawn. And you know, we would think nothing of it. We would just go over and get the ball and then bring it back, and then, you know, 10 minutes later we'd accidentally hit it over again. And until like one time, the woman in the house, she just like started knocking on the window and like doing the shooing motion. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like she wanted us to get out or whatever. And that kind of freaked us out. We didn't really think that much of it, but we did move to the backyard, and we were a little bit, you know, skeptical. We tried much more carefully to not hit the balls on their yard. Obviously, the odd time we would actually accidentally do it, but you would think that you would expect that when you have a household of 5 boys living on the other side. But yeah, so you know, we automatically think that they're a little bit weird at this point, but it really gets out there. When I was about, I'd say like 11 or 10 years old, what happened was, it was a nice spring day. Spring cleaning was going on. A lot of people were out, you know, cleaning their cars, cleaning the garages. In my case, I was helping my dad clean out the garage, and you know, my brother Phil especially, he was just learning how to ride a 2-wheeler bicycle, right? And we live on a quiet street too, so you know, he was swerving a lot. There was no cars to worry about, so he just was learning right on the street. My brother Alex was helping him out and stuff. It was a really good day. Also, at the same time, the 30-year-old son of the people who live across from me, he had just gotten this brand new, delicious looking truck. I don't know what company it was, but it was like black, painted black, really nice, brand new, just for the spring. He was washing it, showing it off, and you could tell he was really proud of it. And basically what happened was Phil was, he was swerving a lot because he was new with the bicycle. He really was just learning, and he accidentally nicks the freaking guy's truck with his handlebar, and it made the tiniest of scratches. But the dude flipped out, man, and I kind of understand where he's coming from, because like, brand new car, he just got it scratched. But dude, he flipped out, and Phil was like 6 years old at this point. He flipped out at a 6-year-old, and at the same time, that 30-year-old, whatever, his dad was outside too. And he started flipping out even more. He grabbed Phil's arm and he started flailing him and screaming for my dad to come out, right? And my dad comes down. He's totally confused, and I'm scared out of my mind. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was totally backing off. But my dad went down. He's like, "What the hell's going on? What the hell do you think you're doing?" My dad's trying to reason with them. Meanwhile, they're screaming their heads off at my dad, like screaming like, "You're gonna pay. We're gonna call the police. Whatever." Like a bunch of just complete BS that isn't even practical. They're just completely talking out of their assholes because they're in complete rage mode. And my dad he gets fed up because he's like legitimately trying to talk to them like a human being, but they're just not having any of that. They're just totally going out on him, and my dad just starts flipping out and screaming at them, like, well, not screaming, but like completely yelling at them, and like, oh my god. And then the old lady came out, and it just turned into an all-out, like, screaming brawl, man. These people did not want to let up. They were, like, threatening to call the cops. But if you think about it, what the hell would they say? The cops show up, and they say, this kid scratched my car, and then I grabbed him, and I flailed his arm around. Well, no, that wouldn't work, okay? My dad, obviously, he was saying, yeah, obviously I'll pay for it, and, it's not that big of a deal. But they were flipping out. My dad had already said that he would pay for the car, but they were still flipping out, like, it was completely irrational and scary, okay? And my brother Phil, he was like totally traumatized after that. Like, for a legit week, he did not want to go outside, just out of fear that he would get locked up in their basement and stay there for the rest of eternity. But fortunately, that hasn't happened yet. But yeah. Now, you might think that that's the end of this story, but believe me, there's a little bit more interesting things that's happened over the years. What ended up happening, obviously they didn't call the cops, or else they would completely get screwed in the end. And my brother Phil, he was very scared of them for a long time. Now he's kind of over it, and he's really, if anything, he's just pissed off for what they did. I mean, if anything, they probably dislocated his arm, goddammit. He was legitimately waving his freaking arm around, lifting him off the ground. And this is like a big guy too, so it must have freaking hurt. Anyway, so yeah, basically like a year or two later, I was going trick-or-treating with my friend Antonio, his YouTube's Legit Limits, and we decided to go try trick-or-treating at their house, see if they were up to it. I figured they wouldn't be, but I figured I'd try. Why not? Maybe they're not as hateful now. So we rang the doorbell numerous times, and then their dog started going crazy, so we kind of backed off. Figuring, okay, I guess, well, they aren't up to it. So, yeah, and as we were backing off, we were going to the next house, the freaking old lady comes out with a baseball bat, looking around her house, checking in case we freaking, like, egged her house or something. She's expecting a 10-year-old kid to be egging her house. And the real thing that makes me wonder is the fact that I had, like, a full costume on. I don't remember what I was. I was probably, like, Batman or something. I'm pretty sure my face was covered, so she must, like, I doubt she even knew that it was the kid from across the street. So I guess every single kid who went up to her house and at least tried to, trick or treat, I guess she ended up coming out with a friggin' baseball bat, scaring them off and looking around to make sure they didn't vandalize anything. So yeah, you know what, that's pretty much all that's happened since then. Right now, it's really weird. Like, they're really inconsistent. Now, I guess, since they're coming close to the end of their days, I guess they've become a bit nicer. But it's really strange, and they're never gonna live down that whole Philip situation. I'm sure we will have quite a little bit of a grudge till death do they part. But yeah, you know what? Now they're kind of nice. I mean, when I say kind of nice, I mean that they do not strangle little boys, and for all I know, I have not seen any little boys been trapped in their house, but, other than that, I don't know. If anything else happens, I'll keep you posted, but I think that the feud is finally over. So yeah, no, I'm gonna, no, there is hard feelings. I was gonna say no hard feelings, but there is hard feelings. Anyway, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this story time type commentary. If you did, make sure to like, favorite, and possibly subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you at 1,000 subscribers. No, I'm joking, that'll never happen, but either way, hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.